Ever looked at course creation and thought, that sounds amazing, but I just don't have the time or energy for that right now? Well, in today's episode, I'm sharing how I created a complete course in just one day and how it helped grow my email list by about 10% when I added it to a bundle. No stress, no fancy setup, just working with what I already had and leaning into ease. I'm going to take you behind the scenes today of the exact steps I followed, the tools I used, including my absolute go to platform, Kajabi, and how you can do the same without feeling overwhelmed. Now, of course, creation has been sitting on your 1 day to do list. This might be the gentle nudge you need to bring it to life in a way that feels aligned, simple, and maybe even a little fun.
Welcome to the Powerful Content Podcast, your go-to source for content creation, strategy, and business inspiration. I'm your host, Mel Daniels, content strategist, coach, and speaker, empowering women across the globe to grow their business with powerful content that connects, nurtures, and converts. So, if you're ready to create standout content that gets you noticed and remembered, or build an aligned audience who love you and are ready to buy from you, you're in the right place. I believe that content has the power to connect us all. It's up to you how you use it. Listen in for genuine and insightful chats with guests, as well as practical tools and strategies from me. It's so lovely to have you here. Let's dive into the show. I acknowledge the Wongal people of the Eora Nation as the traditional custodians of the country that I am recording from today. I recognise their continuing connection to the land and waters. I pay my respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to all First Nation people listening today. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to episode 163 of the Powerful Content Podcast. How are you today? I hope you're doing well and ready to slide into the long weekend. I know that I am definitely ready. I do have a shift at one of my casual jobs this weekend, but I'm really looking forward to spending some time in the garden as it's been terribly neglected as of late. I've got my fingers crossed for some really good weather. Now, if you're like me and find it hard to completely switch off your business brain sometimes, then I've got a couple of ideas in this episode for you to ponder over during the long weekend. Now, I know that after a day in the garden, being one with my thoughts or listening to podcasts, I will definitely be ready for a bit of learning or strategizing. So if you are the same, you'll enjoy this episode for sparking ideas. Now, today, that's the 17th of April, 2025. If you're listening to this in real time, the Simple Marketing Bundle is opening up, depending on where you are in the world. And my brand new course, The Confident Content Creator, is included. Now, the link to purchase your access to this course and over 40 other resources is in the show notes, so make sure that you go and check it out. So, side note, this is tip number one for this long weekend to purchase access to the bundle so that you can learn a few new things or find some beautiful new people to follow if you have some downtime, because I believe that we're all here for growth and connection. Now, the thing is, I didn't decide to join this bundle until recently, and I decided to add in something new rather than using an existing course I already had. And I know that's kind of crazy, really adding to my workload when I already don't have that much time on my hands, but I wanted to give it a go. So this was on top of, as well, it was on top of creating another new mini course just weeks ago for a different bundle. Now, I managed to create most of both of these courses in under a day. So I thought I'd give you a bit of a behind the scenes walk through today and share a few quick tips with you this week on how you can make a big decision like creating a new course and get in and get it done. So for me, the objective of this exercise was all about increasing my email list and then having a resource to sell afterwards. But for you, the sole focus may be making money. Either way, a course or evergreen training can be a really valuable asset to your business. And I think that the best thing is that it doesn't have to be bigger than Ben Hur and it doesn't have to be completed and created from scratch. So here's the steps I took to create a course in under a day. First step is to use AI to brainstorm
And the total time spent on this was about 30 minutes. Now, I wasn't feeling particularly inspired that day, so I turned to AI and ChatGPT in particular to help get those creative juices flowing. And disclaimer here, I've been using ChatGPT for quite a while, so we know each other quite well. I seem to know what questions to ask it and how to refine our brainstorming, and it knows a lot about me already. So don't think that you can just jump into using AI and get results straight away. You do need to take time to build that rapport with your AI friends. So after we went through a bit of brainstorming, it gave me 5 ideas, of which we worked on one and decided on a name, because that's kind of like the fun bit of it, right? Isn't it? Naming your course. Now, we worked backwards from the bundle theme, which in the first case was content that converts. And in the bundle that's being released today, it's simple marketing ideas. So we worked backwards from that, thinking about my thought leadership and then my ideal clients and their challenges and how I could help them. So refining it didn't take too long. Now, the second step was to create an outline, and the total time spent on this was about 60 minutes. Now, once again, I used AI to help me here. I spent about an hour refining until I was happy. So I asked for help in creating the slides as well. And full disclaimer here again, ChatGPT went totally rogue on me when I was creating the Confident Content Creator course. And no matter what I tried, I couldn't get it back on track. So I ended up abandoning AI to create the outline myself, as I had wasted way too much time telling it it was wrong and it was going rogue. And despite its numerous apologies back to me, I decided to cut my losses and do it myself in the end. So it probably took more like 2 hours for the Confident Content Creator course, but much less than an hour for aligned and selling. So this really taught me another valuable lesson, and that's not to become too reliant on AI. Now, I'm the type of person that doesn't like to give up on things, especially if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to go and try and do it. So I really persisted way longer than I should have, trying to get ChatGPT back on track. But you know what? At the end of the day, I think my outline is better than anything ChatGPT could have come up with anyway. And so make sure that you go and check it out for yourself. Now, step number 3 was using Canva to create the slides. And the total time here was about 2 hours. Now, I jumped into full reimagination mode here. Most of my slides and my ideas were pulled from existing masterclasses, trainings inside my membership, and workshops that I'd done previously. So there wasn't a lot of new slides or a lot of new content that I needed to create for either of my 2 courses. Added bonus here, I also have templates for my presentations and trainings, so this saved me a bunch of time as well. And this is the real beauty, really, of having thought leadership. Because you always talk about the same things, but in slightly different ways, you're never really truly recreating the wheel. You're just improving it as you go. So, step 4 was that I used Kajabi to create a course structure, and the total time here was only 30 minutes. Now, Kajabi is seriously my most favorite business tool of all time. And it is the sole reason why I was able to bring these courses together so quickly. There is no doubt that you could do this without a specific course platform, but really, why would you when you can save so much time with Kajabi? So I was able to create all of the thumbnails and images I needed within Canva, and I have a template which helps me further save time with these. And then I set out all of the modules ready to upload the videos, audio, and text to. I think I even did this whilst I was sitting in front of the TV at one stage. I'm currently binging New Amsterdam, and I have to say I'm kind of addicted to it. Love the show. Now, step 5 was that I used Kajabi to create a checkout with a coupon attached, and the total time here was 15 minutes. That's absolute max. I needed somewhere that people could go and buy, inverted commas, the courses or get them for free. So I created a coupon for them to use, and the checkout template is already set up in Kajabi. So it's simply a matter of getting AI to help me finesse my copy and change my brand colors and make a few simple tweaks. Now, step number 6 was I used Kajabi to create a very simple 2 email automated sequence that was initiated once the coupon was used. And the total time here was only 15 minutes. Now, as this email sequence was for a bundle and I wanted to use my course as a standalone product in the future, I wanted to make sure that I initiated the sequence based on the coupon use rather than the actual purchase of the product. So there's so many different triggers that you can use for an automated sequence, but we'll save that for another day. But just know that if you have one course but want to use it for different purposes, then using the coupon or a special tag is the best way to go when you're setting off an automated sequence. So I simply copied the emails that I created from a previous bundle and modified them slightly to refer to the new bundle. Easy peasy. Step 7 was to use Zoom to record the trainings. And the total time here was probably the most time that I spent on any part of the course creation, and that was 2 hours. So, admittedly, I did this on a totally separate day as I had to wash my hair. But if you have clean hair, then you could totally do it in the same day. Also, one of my courses was actually shorter. So it took under an hour to record, but I've allowed 2 hours here because that's how long it took me for the Confident Content Creator course. As I knew that I'd be editing, I wasn't really too fussy about making mistakes or having to do overs. But to be honest, simply releasing the pressure to be perfect meant that I made less mistakes anyway. So it's funny that. A little tip here is that if you're on a roll and you've got several different trainings for different modules to do, don't stop recording. Just keep going, keep going. You can edit them later. It's really best to go with the momentum and the flow while you have it. Now, step 8 was to use Descript to edit the video. And the total time here was about 90 minutes. So, Descript is how I edit this podcast, how I edit my membership trainings. And can I say, I think it's just an absolutely fantastic tool. It's so easy to use. If you want to check it out, I'll pop my affiliate link in the show notes. And the thing is, with Descript, there's just so many features that I don't use, and I really need to set aside time to learn them fully. But I still feel like I get more than my money's worth with the way that I use it now. So, great tool to use in your business. And another little tip here is you can speed up the playback time. So it cuts down your editing time significantly because your video is playing faster. I tend to listen to podcasts and training videos at 2 times anyway, but I tend to edit at 1.5 times. So once I had done this, I exported the video so I could upload it to Kajabi, but I also export audio and the transcripts because I know that people like to learn in different ways. It literally takes me an additional 30 seconds to do, but it makes the experience for the end user even better. So I would really recommend that if you do have courses or you do trainings, that you provide the audio as well as the transcript. And all of these are easy to do in Descript once you have your edited video. Now, the last step is to expand my content web, and the total time spent here is, well, no time, really. I really thought about different ways to introduce people to more of me, and this increases their touch points with me and helps them get to a point of conversion more quickly as I have more opportunities to nurture them. So it was thinking about where else can I lead my ideal client to. So, for example, one of those things was this podcast. Another thing was my free resource. So, another thing was a free resource. And in this case, it was my content creator archetype quiz because not everyone actually opts into the marketing emails when they claim my course in the bundle. Another place that I sent them to was my socials. So Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And I did all of this at the end of each individual training video, as well as throughout the notes in the training modules. So what was the result of all of this? Well, As part of the most recent bundle, I welcomed an additional 10% of my email list into my world, which is what I'm also aiming for in the simple marketing bundle, which opens today. I've seen new people follow me on Instagram and join my Facebook group. I have no doubt that they have come from the bundle, and hopefully, I'll see even more over the coming month as people start completing the training. They like it and then uncover the ways that they want to follow me. Now, the downside here is that it may actually take them a very long time to get into my world because it may take them a while to get to my training as they potentially accessed over 30 other trainings on the same topic of content that converts. Now, the simple marketing bundle will be different as it's slightly a more broader topic. So, those that are interested in content and creating content, which I hope is everyone, will complete the training more quickly. I'm also hoping to see an increase in podcast listeners and a huge flow if you're one of the new people that have joined me from the Content That Converts bundle. It's lovely to have you here. So I'll keep you posted on the long-term results of the bundle and whether my listeners did increase. So that's it, a total of 8 hours investment to create something that increased my email list and that I can sell or add as a bonus to an offer in the future. It may take you a little longer for the first time you do it if you don't have templates for images or thumbnails or presentations or emails, but the next time you do it, it'll be ready and waiting for you to use. So if creating a course or collaborating in a bundle is something that you've been thinking of, then hold tight because next week, Kajabi are releasing a one-time promo that will absolutely knock your socks off and well worth the investment. They've got a bunch of bonuses and I've got a bunch of bonuses that I'll give to you if you join via my promotion. So you'll be able to hit the ground running in no time. And if you're not sure if Kajabi is the right tool for you and you want to know now before the promotion is live, then simply book a chat with me and I'll talk you through my experience with the platform and show you some behind the scenes tools. So head on down to the show notes for the link to book a time if you're interested. Okay, as you know, I love to round out my episodes with food for thought. You can reflect on these now or reflect on them later. It's up to you. The first question is, what's something I already know really well that I could turn into a simple, helpful resource for my audience? Number 2, if I gave myself just one day to create something, what would feel light, doable, and fun to make? And question 3 is, what's one piece of content I've already created that could be reimagined into a mini course or resource? Make sure you head on down to the show notes for all of today's links and how to connect with me in all the other places that I hang out. Make sure that you let me know if this episode has inspired you to create something new for your audience. Talk soon. Thanks so much for listening. That's it for another week. To get more powerful content in your life, make sure you're following along on socials. My handle is @meldbusiness. And just in case you're wondering, the groovy music for this podcast was created by Just Here on SoundCloud. I'd also be super grateful if you took a moment to rate and review this podcast so more amazing women like you can experience the power of content. And if you're like, hell Mel, stop talking, I'm ready to work with you now, here's how we can work some powerful content magic together. Firstly, come and join the Content Effect, my membership inspiring women with service-based businesses to ditch the content chaos and start creating stand-out content that gets you noticed and makes sales. You can join us by using the link in the show notes or just Google the Content Effect. The second way we can work together is via my one-on-one packages. We can create a sustainable content strategy or start to build out your client journey. It's up to you. Hop on over to meldbusinessservices.com.au/services to find out more. Until next time, have a beautiful week and embrace the power of your content.